Hey everyone, this is Fi. I'm checking out Lance. This is a game I've not seen before. Don't know anything about it. We're going to give it a play test and see if we can give some useful feedback. Got the game page open here. It says slash dash and tell it smash in this high action first person game. As a warrior priestess in training, grab your lance and get ready to confront the corrupted artifacts awakening in the temple. This game is currently being developed. Follow our studio for the latest news on development at Alanarsoft. So you'll get a link to the game page here in the description of this video if you want to check it out. Mentions controls, how to play. It's quite a lot of stuff, so I'm not going to read it all, but I did read through it briefly before this. It mentions a lot of moves that you can perform. Seem quite interesting, but I'll have to try to keep this in mind and experiment with it a lot. But it seems like stuff that wouldn't be very obvious to try if you weren't explicitly told about it. So presumably there's a tutorial and stuff implemented in the game yet, whereas it is quite early in development, so I'll try to keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and drop the overlay and we're going to jump into this. So I haven't seen anything past this screen. This is what it looks like when you first run the game. Interesting graphic style. I don't hear any audio as of yet. Looks like we have new game, level select, survival mode, quit, unlocks settings. All right, let's check out the settings here. Mouse sensitivity, that's good to have. Field of view, interesting. And our sounds. All right, so not any video settings that I can see. Unfortunately, this appears to be in borderless windowed mode for the full screen as opposed to exclusive full screen. Which for a first-person game is a bit unfortunate because in my case, I guess it's different between Windows 10 and Windows 7, which I'm using. But the borderless window mode imparts a bit of input latency, which is really rough for first-person games in general. Makes aiming accurately quite hard, but I guess we're gonna have more melee focused attacks. I don't know how much aiming is gonna be relevant here. I guess we'll find out, but I just want to point that out. At some point, if you can implement an exclusive full screen option in video settings or whatever, that would be great. But we're gonna try it anyways. I guess we just click on new game. And we have just this guy to start with. I think we unlock this at some point or something. All right, move around WASD, jump a space, attack with left click. All right, yeah, okay, so it's pretty laggy in terms of the actual latency on between when I move my mouse and when the cursor is moving around in the world. So I actually think it looks like we have some VSync. My gosh, it looks blurry. I'm not sure how much of that is purely my my monitor because it is kind of ghosty. But for some reason, it looks particularly blurry in this game. I think the frame rate might be a little below 60 here. Also, yeah, it definitely doesn't feel stable. So yeah, unfortunately, between the borderless windowed mode and, well, I guess it's kind of the same thing, but another thing to add would be the VSync option to further get rid of some input latency. So it'd be hard for me to be kind of twitchy with aiming accurately and quickly at the same time because of the latency here. And unfortunately, I don't think I have any settings to kind of get more stable frames. I mean, it's not like complete slideshow or anything. Oh, interesting. All right, so the air control is unexpected. You kind of stop in the air if you let off a direction. It just seems like you don't really have any inertia whatsoever. Again, there's a little bit of input latency, so it almost feels like it at first, but I think there's just none, which is interesting. So I think for a single player game, it's really nice to have kind of the zero inertia because it's just so responsive. Maybe a little weird when it stops instantly, but I like when it starts moving instantly. That definitely makes it very responsive. But when you're in the air, it's definitely kind of a different thing, where if you just kind of stop in the air, it doesn't feel natural. So I would definitely implement a bit of inertia while in the air. Yeah, and like when you want to make like small adjustments, it feels really jarring because you just kind of want to, like, you want to make your jump, and then if you want to make a small adjustment, you just kind of, you know, let off an input or tap left or right or forward or back or whatever. But with like instantaneous movement, it's like you can't just make like little adjustments. It's really kind of weird. Anyways, yeah, so what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else. I guess I don't have any graphics settings to get. Oh right, yeah, I was gonna mention my hardware. So I'm running a GTX 970 for the GPU. CPU is i7 2600K, which is overclocked a little bit, but you know, not the weakest hardware. It's not the most modern anymore, but it should be able to run a game like this pretty decently in theory. Yeah, just having some settings, I'm sure, would make a difference for the graphics. I don't know where I'm going. I guess, what is... Okay, so there's some blue triangles appearing. I think it's around my staff. I was thinking for a moment, it kind of resembles like these arrows that point at things that you should be interested in, or like in the direction that you should be going, that kind of thing. So it's a little misleading, but I guess it's just a visual for my staff thing here. I might suggest changing up the particles there a little bit to something a little less misleading, but I get that it's kind of a stylistic choice. So we have some melee attacks. And then this is the throw thing. Interesting, and then I think it comes back. So it does charge. Okay, the trajectory it takes is a little unexpected. Alright, so it's a little weird because it goes directly, it kind of shoots up above the reticle and then kind of goes like a diagonal line. It looks very linear, actually, just kind of a straight line that kind of goes down below the reticle. Oops, I didn't mean to fall off here. Does it arc a bit? I guess it arcs a little bit, and you just can't tell if you're standing still, but it definitely doesn't arc in the way I expect. It kind of, like I said, it seems to kind of pop up really fast and then kind of go down, instead of kind of, you know, gradually going up and then down or something like that. I don't know. It seems a little weird, but alright, so I should try out some of the moves. So we have the basic attack. I believe... Alright, we've got like a dash attack thing on the shift. I think it's the same for control, and that takes our blue meter at the bottom. I believe we can also... There seem to be a variety of things we could do after throwing. Alright. I throw it and then teleport. That's cool. Hold release right click to throw your spear. Why is it telling me that now? Recall it with right click or teleport to it with left click. Okay, so it is telling me some stuff in the game here. It's pretty good. I don't know why it's telling me now though. Wait, where am I? Oh, I think I wasn't supposed to get up here yet or something. Like I'm supposed to go this way. Alright. Let's try this. It is a little hard with the way the level kind of sprawls out to get a sense of directionality. Like, where do I go from where I am? Complete the challenge altar to open this gate. Is this... Okay, I think that's just for sort of world building or something. Okay, so was this... Is this where I was supposed to... Oh, well, I guess I can just go this way. Like, if I didn't know that I could teleport with the thing. But at this point, I guess you need it. I don't think I can... Well, I do have a... Oop. I tried to jump. You can jump and do it. I think what happened here is I might have stepped off the ledge right before I hit jump, so it didn't jump. Which is, of course, a very common problem, so in that case I suggest, yeah, it definitely feels like you could use a little bit of ledge forgiveness there. What do they call it? Coyote time? That's the other term for it. Definitely makes it a lot less frustrating when you go for these jumps. Right, that does work. Right, and now it's telling me about this, so... Yeah, so right now I don't think that this really communicates as well as it could, like a clear path forward. I can kind of figure it out, but I think it could be clearer, like, especially if I just kind of like look... If I just stand somewhere and look, you know, across the level or whatever, it just looks like a bunch of random stuff. I don't really see paths, just like looking... So I wonder if there's a way you can make kind of the pathways a little bit more visually clear. Looks like I could go over there. I kind of wish that this would launch consistently without me having to charge it first. I wonder if that would be worth doing. Because it's I guess it's a little annoying. Maybe it feels slightly unnecessary or something. Wait, I was meant to go this way, or... I thought this was going to be like a little ledge that I could go to. I didn't think it was like required. Okay, so this is another thing, like I was talking about before, where it's not necessarily obvious. That doesn't read to me like I'm supposed to go this way, you know. It just kind of looks like, oh, I just happened to notice a little ledge over there. I'm curious about what it's like to be there. It doesn't feel like, oh, that's where I'm supposed to go from here. But yeah, I think it'd be nice if you could just throw the staff at full strength just from clicking once, rather than always having to charge it up. I think that would be comfier and a bit, you know, faster paced and everything. What was the other thing I was gonna do? Keep getting off track when I talk about something else, then I forget what I was thinking about immediately before that. What is this? Oh. Okay, so... Alright. Can you go up here? Alright, yeah, so visually the layout continues to be pretty confusing to me, so this looks like something important. Oh, that's cool. Oh, oh my gosh, there's enemies, okay. Am I supposed to hit them with this? Is it possible to hit them with this? It is, okay. Obviously I have the melee attack, I'm just curious if that works, you know. Seems pretty effective. If I could aim a bit better without the input latency, it would be easier. What is that, my dude? Whoa! Okay, I'd like to be able to hear that, like, before it flies at me, rather than when it's about to hit me, you know? Give a little more awareness of what's around you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I have no sense of where these enemies are. I'm just, like, trying to not stop. Okay, there's a thing here. Was that emitting these things? Or are these alive? I guess they're alive. Alright, I took some damage. I don't... What's hitting me now? Oh my gosh. Oh no. Holy crap. That's pretty cool. I didn't know where it was going to bring me exactly, but... Wow. You can super teleport in this game. Alright, don't hit that. Might be nice if this came out a little faster. It feels a little laggy in my opinion. Like the way the animation goes and everything. I'd prefer it as a little snappier maybe. Feel more satisfying. So there's still some triangles around. I don't know if that was from what I did before with that big dome. I guess not. But yeah, so where's that thing over here? Yeah, so this thing, like I happened upon this, but I didn't even notice it until I kind of like walked right up to it for the first time. So it looks like it's pretty important. Again, it doesn't really visually stand out as much as I think it should. Now I'm just noticing this guy. So yeah, I think maybe there are ways to play with the values and contrast of different things visually in the environment here, where right now I think everything is kind of demanding the same amount of attention as everything else. And if you can make some adjustments to that, then you could kind of put more stuff into the background and put more stuff into the foreground that's important. Grab the key with left click and bring it to the lock door. I think that would be worth exploring. It might be challenging to do with as far as you've gotten with the visual design and everything, but I think that would be pretty important because that's the thing that's so far standing out the most to me. These stairs are not working quite as well as they should. This should just be a ramp in terms of collision. Like you don't have to have collision for every single individual step. Just, you know, do like a straight line, just a ramp, so you can interact with it smoothly. But yeah, that's the thing that's standing out to me the most about my experience, is things being a little bit visually confusing. And yeah, like, okay, that's where that key is, and then I don't remember where to take it exactly, or I don't know what's up here. Yeah, so it's confusing in more ways than one, I think. For one, the visual aspect of it, and the other way being just kind of the sprawl of it's quite complex, and like I feel like there's a lot of different directions I could go, and I don't know which one to go to. I can kind of teleport really far at will, so that's interesting. That might just contribute to being even more disorienting, though. I don't know. So I want to mention real quick the combat that I experienced. I did get hit a few times. I don't really remember when exactly I took damage. I can just tell by, you know, the health meter in the bottom there. So maybe the feedback for taking damage could be more obvious. That would probably be good. And what I was mentioning about the audio, like generally you want the audio to provide some kind of perspective of what's going on around you. So, you know, it being a first-person game, you can only see kind of straight ahead. And if there's enemies in every direction, you can't really see where they are relative to you. So if you can hear them, that helps a lot. As it was, it seemed like the attacks kind of had audio once they were like flying right close to your head. So I wasn't really doing the job of giving you much of a sense of what's going on around you. Like obviously you can hear the attack, so it's like that gives you more than nothing, but you don't really like hear where the enemies are. You don't hear the attack when it's being initiated by the enemy, that kind of thing. So I would make a lot of adjustments if possible to that kind of stuff for the audio design. That would make a big difference, I think, in terms of the combat, especially with how sprawling this kind of design is with the levels. You can't really know like where the heck the enemies are going to be. I think you kind of secluded it to a dome, so it wasn't like the entire level, which is a good idea. You know, it's less confusing. So it's like only within a certain area that you're going to perform the combat. I think that's what you were doing. But even so, you know, it makes it more difficult if there's, you know, not only could they be 360 degrees around you, but up or down, that kind of thing. And also you can make them stand out more visually, the enemies, again with the contrast and everything. I don't know what this is about. What is that arrow thing? Interesting. But let's go. Wait, I gotta try what the other functions here were. Maybe the game will tell me at some point. Oh, okay, so I can do a little dash when I don't have the spear for some reason. I don't know what the utility of that is. If I don't have the spear, I can do a little dash. Maybe at some point they're going to do some kind of puzzles or something where you have to throw the spear and do some platforming before you get it back or something. That's all I can think of why you would want to use the little mini dash. And what's the other stuff? You can do teleport or dash. Wait, let me actually check the game page here real quick. Maybe it's going to tell me in the game, but I kind of want to remember here. Control when thrown. Oh, okay, so that's all. That's all for this weapon. Alright, let's get further. Oof, getting some frame instability again with the... That's another thing I didn't mention when I talked about the frame instability, is the fact that it's borderless windowed mode actually contributes to that a lot, so it might not even show up in the capture the same way I'm seeing it, because Windows is a little funky that way, where it doesn't render windows with like the same priority that it would if you have an exclusive full screen application where it just gives you very stable frames. I don't remember where the thing is up here. Okay. So click on you, I get the thing. Is it... What the heck? Would I have... Do I throw it? I drop it? Okay. It just insta-lasered me. Okay, that was interesting. I mean, I was moving. You know, I was kind of strafing when it lasered me, so it's not like I was just standing still and it shot me. Do I just go back to the start? Apparently I do. I think this is the very beginning. Should be able to do this quicker, obviously, because I'm not gonna be yammering the whole time, but it's a little unfortunate to go back so far, I guess. Can just cheat this a bit. Whoa. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Okay, so when you do the teleport, it's very instantaneous. You just kind of instantly appear, which is, you know, that's kind of what a teleport is, but the problem is it's disorienting. So what I would suggest is to do like a really fast zoom with the camera instead of just instantly flicking here. Just make it really fast so that you have a sense of movement that helps you stay oriented within the environment if you do it that way. I get up really high. Alright, stick this in. We're going to try the combat again. Right? Alright, it's happening. It's actually a pretty big dome. It's bigger than I thought originally. Alright, cut you. See, these lasers seem a little laggier than the ones that killed me the last time. That really tracked me really a lot. I like the way that feels though. The combination of like being able to throw a spear as kind of an attack and then teleporting to where it is and then do melee attacks, it's a really good concept, I think. I think that works well. Where are those coming from? Oh, okay. Oh, what is... Alright, so yeah, definitely could use some more audio cues as to just finding where the enemies are. Alright. Yeah, see, I don't hear him at all. He's just here. Oh, there's little flowers, that's cute. It's more geometry than I expected to see in such a little detail, but really cute. Did I kill everything? Alright, so I have to go back and... So yeah, the fact that I'm supposed to go back here, this doesn't really give me feedback either. It might be nice to have like a little cutscene sort of thing going on, like, for example, when I do this, maybe just like, you know, for the first time or something, or the first couple times, when I activate this, and it goes through this big animation thing, maybe you could just make it into like a little cutscene where you get the little black bars on the top and bottom of the screen or whatever, and it just does a little camera work, so it's like, you know, just kind of shows this and then does like the dramatic pan and it shows the sky and then it shows the enemies popping up. That kind of thing works really well to introduce the player like what's actually going on when you activate this, so they don't just like do that and then turn around and walk away and then like wonder what's going on, you know. Sort of like a Zelda-esque thing, but you know, Nintendo is a good source for design inspiration. And then also like after you kill the enemies, you could do another little cutscene thing where the camera kind of zooms in on this or whatever and shows that thing popping up, and then kind of zooms back to where you are. It also gives a nice sense of the kind of the orientation, because if it kind of zooms in there and then kind of zooms back out to the player, then the player can see where they are relative to that objective. Makes it a lot more clear. Where do I go from here? I guess there was a key. Wait, did I get that? All right, I'm supposed to pick up the key and then it spawns more enemies for some reason. Oh. Those lasers are a little hard to avoid sometimes. I don't know why exactly. Alright, so I teleported without really knowing where my spear was or anything. Don't shoot me, please. That was very disorienting. Ouch. You can see your spear through geometry and stuff, but it's like really small, you know. Like, very easy to lose track of. Maybe, you know, you can make this. Okay. You can make the visual, you know, put something around it or something to make it more obvious, kind of where it is, instead of this like little, you know, see the geometry of the spear itself. Put some kind of indicator around it to make it more visually obvious. And the other thing is, like, if I'm looking away from it, it's not on the screen, then maybe you could put like an indicator pointing in the direction that it is, that kind of thing. So it seems extremely important to like keep track of where the spear is. So I think that would be worthwhile. In terms of these laser attacks, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that so much. Like, it kind of seems like maybe it's the kind of thing that would work a little better in third person. I'm not sure. But one thing I don't like about it is the way that the lasers kind of linger. So they shoot and then they kind of stay there for a few moments, and you can kind of run into them after they've been out for a couple seconds, and it feels a bit annoying in my opinion. What am I doing now? I need to get the key thing. Alright, so the key thing happens to be right here, but this doesn't visually stand out, like if I'm not near it or anything. That's like really important. That's how I progress, so I think that would be another thing you'd want to stand out more. And then, oh, I can throw it. So I can throw it or just drop it in place depending on. Alright, that's cute. Alright, come on. So I think, what is in here? I mean, there was this thing, but I don't know if this goes to that. Okay, I think this is attempting to communicate that I need to do this from the other side. Yeah, so I can see little particles over here. So yeah, maybe it's not that obvious that that has to be open from the other side, but I can figure it out. So there was another gate, obviously, that I saw before. I don't know if it was over here. It might be... Oh no. Okay, so I can't teleport while holding this. Alright, now it's become a puzzle. How do I get back over there? Wait, this is going up this way. Am I supposed to go up there? I think so. Or maybe it's right down here. Oh yeah, it was down here somewhere. This, right? Activate. And complete the challenge altar to open this gate. Oh, there's a... Whoa, wait a minute. What is that pointing at? Over here? Wait. Oh, there's a thing here. What do I have the key for? Am I supposed to bring the key here? This just looks like another one of these normal things that I just activate with the spear. Was this always here from the very beginning? Because I never noticed this one till now. Oh, okay, this looks like a smaller dome. That's nice. Alright, I can hear something. Oof, that goes really fast all of a sudden. I think that's the enemy. Is that? Oh, that's just the end of a waterfall. I don't even know where the enemies are. I just see the... Oh wait, these are the enemies. Okay. I keep getting confused about this because these look like something an enemy would shoot at you, but they are the enemies themselves, apparently. So it's very confusing to me. Okay, let's try to keep track of this guy. I beat this. So let's just open. Oh, it just opens. Press control to perform. Wait. I can't do that while I'm holding this. What do I do with this guy? Alright, you're gonna stay there, I guess. Maybe I was supposed to do this before I did everything else. I actually forgot about the dash altogether. Okay, yeah, it looks like... Bring it to the locked door. What? Yeah, so it looks like I did things all out of sequence, which again is, I think, a consequence of the level design not giving us sense of clear progression, and also the fact that I never even saw that first altar thing. Like, I didn't know it was something to interact with, so it'd be great to make that stuff stand out more. The other thing, of course, is the fact that you can obviously just teleport everywhere at will, so there's not really a reason to follow the progression that you've laid out here, because I can just go anywhere. It might actually be a problem, because even if you made things more visually clear, if you could just sequence break all the time, it might just make it confusing. Just to be able to teleport like that. So this key needs to go back. Wait, I'm gonna try this again. I think I might be able to. Yeah, I can do that. That works just fine. Alright. Where are you? No, okay. I'm pretty sure that was my mouse. So my mouse is getting old. Sometimes when I try to hold right click, the input is just like cuts out for a millisecond or something, you know, instead of just holding down. So that kind of thing can happen. Right, that's not the throw. Ooh, oh no, it fell. It fell. Wait a minute. If I throw that and then... Oh, I can't pick it up. Wait. I throw it like... Oh, I just pick it up automatically if I walk over it. Okay. I was trying to see if I could like throw the spear and then pick up the key thing. Oh gosh, I lost track of it. Now I don't even know where it is. There you are. Alright. Yeah, that wouldn't be good if you just like completely lost it in the world. And you could get some pretty tricky hiding spaces, I think, for something like this that I assume is critical to progression. Just the way the geometry is and the vegetation and everything. Like it could just like roll off a cliff somewhere and end up in like a little crevice and you never find it again. So I have no idea if... Oh, I didn't even get it up there. No. I have no idea if what I'm attempting to do is going to be the right thing. I think so. Yeah, you can see that through geometry. At least some of the time. Why is this not working? Alright, that was a little weird. Guess it was a little unforgiving or something. I don't even know. A bit too far. Alright, here we go. There we go. Alright. Back here, finally. And then what? Go that way. I can go up to here. Bring it to the locked door. I brought it to a locked door, but it was from like the wrong side, I guess. I don't understand. Alright, so the game told me to bring this to the locked door, and this is a locked door. And that's the only one I know of apart from the one that I unlocked earlier. So I don't understand what the game wants from me. It's not this one. Alright, I'm going to leave this here and I'm going to teleport around a little bit. So this is interesting. Is there any purpose to being up here? Oh. Alright. I mean, this feels cool that I can, like, come up here and stuff. And there's a lot of cool places to teleport to, I guess. So yeah, supposedly, alright, so I can, if I get in front of this big black obstacle here, I can kind of make out where the key is left, but if I'm out here, it doesn't, I can't really pick it out of the world. But this does not appear to be where I'm meant to go. I don't see where any other locked doors would be. This is a locked door, maybe? That's where I start, right? Maybe I'm supposed to bring it back here. Where did I leave you? Over here. I forgot about the dash. I was going to say it might be nice if there's some kind of air mobility, but apparently I could have just hit the dash button. There's a little bit of delay on the dash also. I don't really understand the idea behind that. Like why there's that big gap of time between when it starts doing the dash and when it actually dashes. But let's go ahead and go back to... Alright, this isn't it. If this doesn't do it, then that's going to be frustrating because I brought it all the way back to the beginning again. Alright, nothing's happening here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the game expects of me here. Unfortunately. It's kind of That's too bad. Like I wanna see more of the game. I'm interested because it's intriguing. Oh shoot! Again, I missed that jump. Be nice to have that ledge forgiveness. It's really so platforming in first person tends to be a little bit difficult in the first place, which is one of the reasons why that's so important to have the ledge forgiveness. But also just when you have this kind of verticality and this many jumps and how high you can climb, just the fact that missing a simple jump, just pressing the button like a few frames too late, brings you so far back, and then you have to go through everything all over again, and you might fall again, and you have to go through everything all over again. This kind of thing gets really old really quickly. So, where's my... Uh-oh. My left and right click aren't working anymore. No! Wait, my dash doesn't either. Crap. Okay, so I think I bugged the game. Maybe there's a bug with the resource or something. Well, I can't even attack. I don't think the attack takes resource, does it? I assume something to do with the fact that I just threw this thing and then some other variable didn't toggle or something, so yeah, I don't think there's anything I can do now. I think it's soft locked on me. So that's too bad. I guess I could restart the game and oh, I can actually just go into the menu. So that's nice. Does it... Alright, now I got my stuff back. My controls back, so that's good. Why... Whoa! Okay, so I think there was some kind of a what do we call it? Checkpoint implemented here where it started me up here instead of at the beginning, but the progress I made has been lost where this door is closed now and everything. So I think it just was kind of an incomplete checkpoint system, you know. But yeah, in terms of where that key goes, if it's not up here... Actually, I don't think I even need to go back and do that door again, even though it should have been, you know, still open when I restarted or respawned or whatever you want to call it. I think I can just ignore it. As long as I don't fall... Well, I can fall down there if I don't... If I don't bring the key down there, it should be okay. Because I think I can get that up here, but what the heck? What is... Oh, I can get up there. That's fun. I didn't even think about doing this. Okay, there's a wall here. I thought maybe I could get over this. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna go quit to menu. Let's try level select. Oh no, okay. Continue doesn't work anymore, unfortunately. We've got survival mode. Does that work? I guess it's just gonna be combat. I mean, this is better than not progressing. I mean, there's not... I don't see any way I can progress further in that level there. I don't know what to do, so I'm afraid if I keep trying, I'm just going to get nowhere. So I guess I'll just do this, even though it's less interesting to me. I think it's just going to be pure combat, but at least I can play for a little bit longer. We'll see how this goes. Oh, this is a different level. It's a small little arena. Okay. Can I fall off? Looks like I can fall off. How do I know for sure? Oh gosh, yeah. It's just... This seems extremely dangerous. If I want to teleport over to there, like I'd very easily teleport and fall off, it seems. So yeah, these lasers are going to be hard to keep track of in first person. Sometimes... Can I pause this? Okay, sometimes I forget that I apparently don't have my staff in my hands, and then like I try to attack and I just suddenly teleport somewhere. Just completely unexpectedly. Ouch. Yeah. I don't... Oof. Wow, that was loud. But yeah, I don't think the lasers work too well in first person, in my opinion. It's too hard to keep track of everything that could be around you in every direction to account for something like lasers like this. Wow, those things come at you pretty fast. No. Don't laser me. In theory, it seems like you can just kind of throw the spear at everything. And like if your aim is good enough, it just seems like that you can just kill everything that way. You might want to kind of come up with ways to make the... Gosh, there's a lot of stuff. Ways to make the melee a little more significant. Not in that it isn't useful, because it obviously is. You know, it works really good. But maybe you can figure out some complexities of enemy designs that make it more necessary in certain situations to use the melee. It works better against certain enemies, or maybe it's like required or something to hurt certain enemies. Like I can imagine things. It's a really simplistic example of it, I guess. But you know, maybe you throw a spear into an enemy, and instead of just killing it, maybe it like stuns the enemy or something. And then you could like teleport right up close to it, and then you can whack it while it's stunned, and then you can kill it that way. You know, that kind of thing where it kind of, instead of everything kind of doing the same amount of damage and being equally viable in terms of killing enemies, maybe it can have like slightly different uses in combat, that kind of thing. I think that would work well. Could figure that out. Maybe you could even have enemies that kind of know how to dodge the spear for some reason, but they don't dodge your melee attack or something like that. There's a lot of these things, these orb things. Those are... Oh, I did not mean to do that. Wow, I saved myself. That's pretty cool. I like how you keep the inertia. Now that's interesting, because normally you don't have inertia on your normal movement, but you do when you throw the spear and teleport. I like it though. Alright, so alright, the audio gets annoying. It gets really loud, really fast. The orb guys, I don't know if I like those guys. There's a lot of them, and they move very erratically, and when there's a giant group of them, you don't really have a lot of obvious paths to deal with them, because it's like you want to go up and kill one, but there's like another one flying at you from another direction or something, and they're all kind of going different directions at the same time, so it kind of covers like this big area around you almost. You know, not sure what might improve that. You could tweak their speed or something somehow. I don't know, do they still hurt you when they're not purple? If you touch them? And they're so small, so it's a little hard sometimes to... Oh, I ran out of... Oh, crap. So... That was funny. Alright. Oh, there's this thing. Ouch. Lasers, no. Lasers. I don't have a lot of room. Alright, so there's energy. Okay. Oh, that's annoying. Holy crap. It's kind of funny if you like run out of energy, but you're like falling to your death kind of thing. It was equally funny, I guess, that I could actually survive long enough to actually save myself there. I was just waiting for the energy meter to go back up. I assume there's a kill plane down there somewhere, but it's pretty far down, which is, I guess, a good thing in this case. For the reason I just demonstrated. Wondering how necessary the energy thing is. So this is kind of a big concept, because it's quite common in indie games to have, you know, some kind of an energy bar these days, where it's just some kind of a limiter, so you can't perform too many moves too rapidly. Sort of like a stamina type of deal, you know. And I see this in a lot of indie games that I've playtested and everything, and I always feel like it kind of sucks that it has to be there. You know, it's just not very fun to run out of the energy and then you can't do your moves. But there's a lot of indie devs doing this, so I feel like people think it's very necessary, so that, you know, you can't just spam things endlessly and like break the game. But I tend to believe that there's other ways to prevent that don't require you to rely on this kind of meter thing. It's not always immediately obvious how to do that, but like you can do things like add little timers on certain moves, to prevent like spamming them in rapid succession, you know, that kind of thing. You know, the same move over and over again, that kind of thing. But is there any possible way to get rid of this kind of thing so you could just kind of keep doing your actions fluidly without running out of ability to do them? I think that helps a lot. I know, like, part of the problem is that Dark Souls exists, and that I'm not saying that this is necessarily inspired by that or whatever. I don't know if the developer cares about that game at all. I have no way of knowing that, but it seems like ever since that game came into existence, everyone started putting these stamina bars into their games, and I feel like just because that one game is fun and you know, works well as a game, has a stamina meter, that people kind of decided that this was a good idea to have, and I don't feel that way personally. Regardless of whether Dark Souls is a fun game or not and works well as it is designed itself, I think this is something to avoid, in my opinion. I don't know. I feel like maybe that's controversial or something, but yeah, I just feel like you should, especially with how much action there's going on. Like, I want to just keep doing actions fluidly and stay in motion and play quickly, and not have to like worry about, oh, I did too many actions, now I ran out, you know, that kind of thing. I'm trying to test out some things here instead of like actually playing. Okay. Alright, I'm out of energy, so I can't keep doing it. Alright. Stuff everywhere, it's gonna ultra kill me. Especially the lasers, like, I have no idea what hit me, but there's a laser here, maybe that was it. I don't know. Alright, so I think I mentioned before how there's like a little bit of delay between when you hit the attack button and when your swing actually happens. Which I said, you know, would be nicer if that was a lot more responsive, instantaneous, I guess. And I think when I'm doing like the teleport thing, I think it would feel really good to like really quickly teleport and then do like a slash, you know? But because of that kind of latency, it seems like you can attack immediately after you teleport. So there's no like added latency there, but just the fact that there's kind of this latency built into the primary attack. I feel like it just makes it trying to do that feel more sluggish, and it doesn't quite feel as good as I hope it would, you know? So I think that would be something that would be worth addressing. I think I'm going to try... I gotta wrap up this playtest. I'm just gonna try jumping off the edge here, and I'll try playing this a little more seriously just one more time. I'm not gonna like super try hard this, but I guess I want to end this like that, but I have to kind of get going here. So, all right, and yeah, like I want to use like my hypermobility a lot, but it sucks up so much energy. So I'm kind of being punished for trying to like play the game in a way that I feel is cool and fun, you know. Also interesting how even just bringing the staff or spear back to you takes energy. Like it's a really basic thing that you kind of need to do. It's not very much, but it still has a cost associated with it, so I kind of wonder why. This is a dangerous jump, but... What? The laser guys again. Alright. I don't know... Was it this laser guy? I don't know what killed me, or something killed me. So yeah, it's really hard to keep track of these kinds of attacks. I would put a lot of effort into trying to figure out how to make enemies and attacks that the player in first person can kind of keep track of where these things are going to come from in order to actually avoid them consistently, because a lot of the times it feels like, okay, I just got hit by something, I have no idea like where from, you know. So that would be something to work on, I think. But yeah, overall, I think the concept is very cool. I definitely like the teleport mechanic and working that in with like melee combat and stuff. I think that's a very strong kind of foundation for the gameplay and the action. It feels very good. Apart from, needing more polish and stuff. But the basis of it is really good. The level design, I actually think the levels look pretty cool. And the complexity and verticality of it is a nice thing, but it's also, I think, as you can tell, I found it very confusing visually in terms of the layout and the fact that the teleporting can completely break the sequence of it and everything. So that would be a big thing, I think, to try to work on. That would be seems like a tough thing to figure out, but yeah, it's definitely really cool. Just needs a good amount of polish for sure. I think the enemy and attack design might be pretty challenging to kind of do that right in the way that really feels good, but could be very worthwhile. But yeah, the base movements and stuff are pretty cool in concept. So I didn't get like the other levels or the other weapon or anything like that, unfortunately, for this playtest, but I'd be interested to play it in the future. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video.